there's been so much talk about recovery, and this is recovery and that is recovery, and all of that sort of stuff. And it's always located with the individual. The individual has to stop taking drugs. The individual has to build social capital. You have to go and re-engage with your community. But that's not how the world works. The definition of recovery is abstinence, and that's not recovery. That's abstinence. Clues in the name, really. Taking a substance away doesn't solve the problem for most people. It's only ever an issue when you're causing a problem from a social point of view, when you can't afford it, effectively, or your physical health can't cope with it, or, whatever it is that's happening around you. The actual idea of being an addict, I think, could be a much more positive thing, because if we look across, all sorts of sectors, and where addiction type behaviour, because it's compulsive behaviour, it's that drive, and if you're doing something socially acceptable, then that's a good thing. It's celebrated. If you're doing something that society sees as bad, then you're a junkie. So I talked to the medic, and I'm now prescribed both oil and flour via a legal term. Am I doing anything different that I've been doing, sort of over the last sort of decade while I've been managing it? No. All I've got is a script. That's the difference. So that's quite pivotal as well, because what it says to me is that addiction is socially defined. If I take prescribed the drugs, I can't. I've had things that have made me dribble. Things that have made me have Parkinsonian shakes. I've got quite severe problems with my ears and things like that, which a balance disorder is one of the physical conditions I've got. So all of that stuff, all of those things that impact on your brain chemicals, they just make me zone out, or they make me manic, or they make me, my decision making is impaired, and I can't, sort of link things together. But if I smoke weed or I take some oil, I'm not in pain, and I can have a life. So for me, that's the definition of recovery.